Welcome to Jim Corbett National Park in Uttarakhand, India. This is one of India's 58 tiger reserves as of March 2025. The Bengal tigress seen here crossing the Ramganga River is one of an estimated 258 total tigers that currently reside in the park. And while Jim Corbett National Park is first and foremost known as a tiger reserve, we shall see that it is home to a great deal of other wildlife, including especially birds. Thus, in this video documentary, we will explore not only the tigers, but also present some of the other species that occur in this park, with a particular emphasis on the avian fauna. Indeed, a great variety of bird species await the birding enthusiast here in Jim Corbett National Park. Different species of woodpeckers, hornbills, flycatchers, kingfishers, and many more reside here. And so, as a preview, let's take a little bit of time right now to just enjoy seeing some, but by no means all, of the avian species that we'll be introduced to in this documentary. The rufous-bellied niltava seen here is a species of bird in the family Muscicapidae, the Old World flycatcher. It occurs in Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, India, Laos, Myanmar, Nepal, Pakistan, Thailand, and Vietnam. Its natural habitats are subtropical or tropical moist lowland forest and subtropical or tropical moist montane forest. The rufous-bellied niltava measures about 15 to 18 centimeters, that is about just under 6 to just over 7 inches. The rufous-bellied niltava is predominantly insectivorous, its diet consisting mainly of insects such as ants and beetles. A small but colorful species, and one that is not easily photographed, is the scarlet minivet. This is a robust minivet with heavy tail and relatively broad bill. Some 10 different subspecies of scarlet minivet are currently recognized, Paracrocotis speciosus being the one occurring in Jim Corbett National Park. This subspecies is distributed in the Himalayas from Jammu and Kashmir east to southeastern Tibet. Along with tigers and Asian elephants, great hornbills are iconic animals of Corbett National Park. Attaining a weight of 3 kilograms or just over 6.5 pounds, great hornbills are the largest of all hornbill species. A unique feature of this and some other hornbill species is the manner in which the female incubates and cares for her eggs. During the breeding period, which lasts between February and May, a monogamous pair chooses a tree in which to lay the eggs. This tree is usually a very tall, old-growth tree, and the same one is used every year if possible. The female uses her own feces and her mates to cover the tree entrance hole from the inside, thus confining herself inside. She makes a small slit through which the male may provide food. On average, she lays 2 eggs, and these are incubated from 38 to 40 days. Protected within the tree, the female completes a full molt, which renders her flightless for a period of time. After the chicks hatch, the female remains confined in the tree for about 5 weeks. Thereafter, she emerges and assists the male in gathering food for the growing young. And here we see the tigress that we saw earlier crossing the Ramganga River. She is prowling about the valley near the Dikala Lodge, looking for prey, no doubt. We'll see more of her later. And here we encounter an adult female Asian elephant. Corbett National Park is home to about 700 Asian elephants. They are part of a migratory population that also resides in nearby Rajaji National Park. Earlier, there were much fewer elephants in Corbett National Park, but their population and number here has increased significantly in recent decades. The female seen here is about to give herself a dust bath. Ah, there she goes. This will protect her from getting sunburned. It will also help to protect her somewhat from biting insects. And here we see a lesser fish eagle that has just captured in its talons a sizable fish in the Ramganga River. It's finding it a bit difficult to get this fish up onto the shore. Ah, success at last. Lesser fish eagles mostly forage in the shallow water on the edges of streams and rivers. In the Himalayan region, they are found more along the fast-flowing rivers compared to stagnant waters. Their success rate in capturing fish is about 1 time in every 2 to 3 attempts. Their diet consists almost exclusively of fish between sizes of 10 to 30 centimeters, that is 4 to 12 inches. A rather large and heavily built raptor, the crested serpent eagle has a dark, white-tipped, bushy crest that gives it a distinctive, large-headed look. When raised in alarm, the crest frames the whole face, highlighting the bare yellow lores and eyes, making the head look larger and fiercer. This species is commonly seen perched upright in well-wooded areas. Its 1 to 3 note scream is often heard in the forest. The cheetal or spotted deer is an abundant deer species occurring throughout much of India, and Corbett National Park is no exception. Its vernacular name, cheetal, comes from sital in Hindi and is derived from the Sanskrit word citrala, meaning variegated or spotted. The cheetal is a favorite prey species of the tiger. And deep within tiger territory, these 2 cheetal are proceeding very cautiously. And with good reason, no doubt, because here comes that same tigress crossing the Ramganga River. She is still on the prowl, looking for a meal. And here we see another deer species, the sambar. This is a large deer, native to the Indian subcontinent, southern China, and Southeast Asia. Both the sambar and the cheetal are now taking evasive action to avoid contact with the tigress. The pied bushchat's preferred habitats include open terrain with some low to mid-height vegetation, scrubby open grassy country and hillsides, willow plantations, riverbeds, and scant bushes. It feeds upon small insects and their larvae, including beetles, caterpillars, and moths. The red-whiskered bulbul or crested bulbul is a passerine bird native to Asia. It is a resident frugivore found mainly in tropical Asia. The breeding season is spread out and peaks from December to May in southern India and March to October in northern India. Breeding may occur once or twice a year. The courtship display of the males involves head bowing, spreading the tail, and drooping the wings. The changeable hawk eagle is also known as the crested hawk eagle. This eagle is the most widespread of the Asiatic hawk eagle species. There are two forms of the changeable hawk eagle, one that has a crest on its head and one that lacks these crest feathers. There are 5 commonly recognized subspecies of changeable hawk eagle. The example seen here clearly has the crest atop its head. Like most eagle species, the changeable hawk eagle is a skilled hunter and feeds on a long list of different animals. When on the hunt, it usually waits quietly, perched out of sight of unsuspecting prey. Both the male and female work together to build their nest. During breeding season, the female will lay a clutch of just 1 egg. While the female is in charge of practically all the incubation, it is the male who forages for food and feeds the female while she incubates. The egg hatches about 50 days after being laid, and the young fledge at about 62 to 68 days. Muntjacs, also known as barking deer, are small deer of the genus Muntjacs and native to South Asia and Southeast Asia. Inhabiting tropical regions, this species has no seasonal rut, and mating can take place at any time of the year. This behavior is retained by populations introduced to temperate countries. Muntjacs possess various scent glands that have crucial functions in communication and territorial marking. The Kalige pheasant occurs in a variety of habitats, from evergreen and deciduous forests with dense undergrowth in valleys to thickets, secondary vegetation, and abandoned cultivation. Although this species is virtually silent, especially in more disturbed areas, at dawn and dusk it can give loud whistling chuckle or chirrup-like calls. The mating system of the Kalige pheasant has not yet been entirely clarified. It has been suggested that both monogamy and polygamy may occur. It usually lays 6 to 9 creamy white to reddish buff eggs. Incubation occurs from 20 days in warmer parts to 22 in cooler, higher areas. The female incubates the eggs alone. Chicks have chestnut and brown down above, whitish below. The ruddy shell duck is a large duck with overall orange-brown plumage that fades to a creamy white on its head and rump. Its distribution extends across Asia, the Middle East, Eastern Europe, Ethiopia, and northwestern Africa. The black bulbul is a large, noisy, conspicuous bulbul with expressive, ragged crest, broadly triangular tail notched and splayed somewhat like that of a drongo. Its preferred habitat is broadleaf evergreen and mixed deciduous forest, groves, clearings, and edges, visiting more open forest in the winter. Its diet is primarily berries and other fruits, but it also includes flower nectar and insects. The chestnut-bellied nuthatch is a medium-sized nuthatch with long, deep, broad-tipped bill. Over most of its range, it prefers open deciduous forest, especially salt forest, such as that in Corbett National Park. The velvet-fronted nuthatch is a medium-small nuthatch with bright red bill, yellow eye and eye ring, black forehead, and violet-blue upper parts. It inhabits a wide variety of forest types, including tropical rainforest, swamp forest, semi-evergreen, hill evergreen, mixed deciduous, dry dipterocop, and also pine or mixed pine oak. And here we see the very attractive male crimson sunbird. This species feeds on insects, spiders, and nectar. It forages in pairs and singly, also in family parties, usually low down but occasionally in the forest canopy. The nest is a concealed, attenuated, pear-shaped bag with side entrance and usually with porch, woven from fine grass, palm fronds, vegetable down, rootlets, moss, and cobwebs, and decorated with oddments such as cobwebs or bark, or clothed with rootlets on the outside. Clutch size is 1 to 3 eggs. It is notable that crimson sunbird nests may be parasitized by Asian emerald cuckoos. And here we see some cheetles, including some males with well-developed antlers covered in velvet. They seem a bit more relaxed here than the ones we saw earlier, probably because they do not sense that they are close to a tiger or other predator. And here we see a flock of common cormorants flying at low altitude just above the water. The common cormorant is a large cormorant that occurs nearly worldwide. This species is often spotted standing on rocks or pilings. It dives frequently, feeding on fish. And here is that same tigress again after having crossed the Ramganga River. She is still looking for prey, no doubt. The gray bush chat prefers open, scrubby, and bush-covered hillsides, glades, grassy knolls by trees, edges of pine, and broadleaf evergreen forest, nearly treeless terraced agricultural lands, gardens, weed-covered fields, and low hedgerows, as well as bamboo jungle along mill roads. It primarily feeds upon insects, including beetles and grasshoppers, but also feeds on spiders and small mollusks. Breeding March through July, the nest is a modest compact cup made up of grasses, moss, and fine roots, and lined with fibrous material, hair, feathers, pine needles, and rootlets. The nest is usually placed on the ground or in a hole in a bank or wall or amid roots or ferns. 4 to 6 eggs are laid. They are pale bluish to greenish blue with faint reddish freckles. Notably, this species is often parasitized by the common cuckoo. The verditer flycatcher is a medium-sized to large, slim, long-tailed, upright flycatcher. Male nominate race is almost entirely greenish-blue or turquoise blue, that is, verditer blue, with brighter forehead and throat. Upper wing and tail brighter cobalt blue, inner webs of flight feathers sooty or blackish. This species prefers open lowland and lower montane forests, including edges, clearings, and bushes along streams, edges of cultivation, tall tree groves, also parks and gardens. Although its food habits are not well known, it reportedly eats small invertebrates. Breeding occurs seasonally from April through August throughout most of its range. And here we encounter a small herd of elephants, not too far from the Dikala Lodge. Right. The large female seen here is the matriarch, the leader of the group. The little egret is a species of small heron in the family Ardeidae. It is a white bird with a slender black beak, long black legs, and, in the western race, yellow feet. Little egrets are sociable birds that are often seen in small flocks. Nevertheless, individuals often do not tolerate others coming too close to their chosen feeding site. The black-winged kite ranges far and wide throughout parts of Europe, the Middle East, Asia, and Africa. This beautiful kite prefers to inhabit open areas such as grasslands. This kite is a master at catching rodents. However, it will also take reptiles, insects, bats, and even other birds, such as larks and doves. Pallas's fish eagle is a large brownish sea eagle. It breeds in the East Palearctic in Kazakhstan, Russia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Mongolia, China, India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Myanmar, and Bhutan. It is listed as endangered on the IUCN Red List. It is primarily migratory, with Central Asian birds wintering among the Southern Asian birds in northern India, and also further west to the Persian Gulf. And once again we see the tigress. She is still searching for prey as she advances through the shrubland here. And a cheetle, very aware of the tigress's presence, makes loud alarm calls, warning the other members of its herd about the potential danger nearby. And getting back to birding, we now see the red jungle fowl, the male in the foreground and the female slightly behind him. And if these look a lot like chickens to you, that's because they are. Indeed, about 8,000 to 10,000 years ago, it's estimated chickens were domesticated from this bird. The jungle cat has a wide geographic range as it occurs in North Africa, the Middle East, and parts of Asia. Attaining weights of from 4 to 16 kilograms, that is from 9 to 36 pounds, the jungle cat is an effective small feline predator. Mostly active at night, jungle cats have an affinity for water and are proficient swimmers that will dive in the water to catch fish with their mouths. Jungle cats are generally solitary animals outside of mating season. However, family groups, male, female, and cubs, are not uncommon. Young jungle cats develop predatory skills rapidly and are able to stalk, kill, and eat their own prey by 6 months of age. And again we see a small herd of cheetah advancing through the brush. And here are two different deer species, the cheetah and the muntjac, seen together. And the tigress continues on the prowl, seeking prey the whole time. The golden mahseer is a cold water fish with a limited tolerance for warm water. The presence of the mahseer is an important metric of a freshwater ecosystem's health. The presence of the golden mahseer in the Ramganga River here is a strong indication that the river remains very healthy, and thus very capable of continuing to play a key role in supporting the wildlife of Corbett National Park. The brown crake is a wading bird that forages upon worms, mollusks, adult and larval insects, as well as seeds of marsh plants. A monogamous species, it breeds March through October, but chiefly May through August. The nest is a pad of grasses, rush blades, and sticks in which 5 to 6 eggs are deposited. Incubation occurs by both sexes. Similar to the bat falcon of Central and South America, the jungle owlet is considered a crepuscular species. This means it is most active about 1 hour before dusk and 1 hour after sunrise. The tawny fish owl is a large brown owl with yellow eyes and sideways drooping ear tufts. It has rich tawny brown plumage with black mottling unique in its range. It is always found in close proximity to rivers or lakes, usually roosting in dense waterside groves by day. It hunts fish from a low perch at dusk and at night. Hunting birds are seldom observed, as they hunt from tangles and other dense vegetation. The red-breasted parakeet is among the more widespread species of its genus, the Psittacula, and is the species which has the most geographical variations within this genus. It is easily identified by the large patch on the breast. Notably, feral populations of this species have now established themselves in cities such as Mumbai and Singapore. Small numbers occur in other cities, such as Chennai and Bangalore in India. Although not a great deal is known about its foraging habits, it appears to eat nectar, flowers, seeds, and nuts, as well as fruits. The plum-headed parakeet is endemic to the Indian subcontinent and was once thought to be conspecific with the blossom-headed parakeet before being elevated to a full species status. Plum-headed parakeets are found in flocks. Hoopoe are colorful birds found across Africa, Asia, and Europe. They are notable for their distinctive crown of feathers, which can be raised or lowered at will. The diet of the hoopoe is mostly composed of insects, although small reptiles, frogs, and plant matter, such as seeds and berries, are sometimes taken as well. It is a solitary forager which typically feeds on the ground, as can be seen here. More rarely, they will feed in the air, where their strong and rounded wings make them fast and maneuverable in pursuit of numerous swarming insects. And here we encounter the tigress once again. She is crossing the Ramganga River again, but in the opposite direction. Seems to be refreshing herself with a brief drink here from the river. She will soon continue her hunting. And here we observe two species of monkey within the same tree. On the left is the Hanuman langur, and on the right is a rhesus macaque. Notably, Hanuman langurs live in both polygynous and polyandrous groups, and unpaired males form bachelor groups. Male dominance is usually determined through fighting, whereas younger sexually mature females are higher ranking and decrease in rank with age. In the case of the rhesus macaques, the troops comprise a mixture of 20 to 200 males and females. Females may outnumber the males by a ratio of 4 to 1. Males and females both have separate hierarchies. Females tend not to leave the social group and have highly stable matrilineal hierarchies, in which a female's rank is dependent on the rank of her mother. Juvenile male macaques also exist in matrilineal lines, but once they reach 4 to 5 years of age, they are driven out of their natal groups by the dominant male. Thus, adult males gain dominance by age and experience. And another very iconic species of India is the peafowl. Tiger mothers will often start to train their cubs how to hunt by introducing them to peafowl. Throughout most of its range, the common kingfisher or Eurasian kingfisher is the only small blue kingfisher species. It prefers still or gently flowing water with plentiful small fish. It also prefers to have reeds, rushes, or shrubs on the bank for perches. These are essential aspects of the habitat. Although fish are the main prey, it will also take aquatic insects. It nests March through June in central and northern India.
Talk.
The nest is usually in a sandy, stone-free streamside bank, a quarry, sand pit, peat cutting, or earth bank. Both sexes excavate the tunnel nest, which takes 7 to 12 days to produce. 3 to 10 eggs are laid, with both sexes incubating during the day, but only the female at night. The crested kingfisher is a large kingfisher that is native to parts of southern Asia, stretching eastwards from the Indian subcontinent towards Japan. The nest is a burrow excavated into a vertical bank in a forest. It can be by a stream or a ravine, or can be up to 1.5 kilometers away from water. As in the case of the Eurasian kingfisher, the burrow is dug by both sexes, using their feet and bills. The clutch of 4 to 7 eggs is incubated only by the female. The nestlings are fed by both parents for about 40 days before they fledge. And here we see the pied kingfisher. It has just caught a fish that it is subduing by beating it against a rock prior to swallowing. The pied kingfisher is widely distributed across Africa and Asia. This is a medium-sized kingfisher, about 25 centimeters or 9.8 inches in length, with a white and black mask, a white supercilium, and black breast bands. When perched, the pied kingfisher often bobs its head up and down and will sometimes raise its tail and flick it downwards. It calls often with sharp chirrup-chirrup notes. Unlike some kingfishers, it is quite gregarious and forms large roosts at night. The breeding season in India is February to April. Its nest is a hole excavated in a vertical mud bank about 5 feet above the water. The stork-billed kingfisher is a tree-dwelling kingfisher which is widely but sparsely distributed in the tropical Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia, from India to Indonesia. These kingfishers are large and have a heavy bill. The stork-billed kingfisher lives in a variety of well-wooded habitats near lakes, rivers, or coasts. The white-capped redstart is a passerine bird of the Old World flycatcher family Muscicapidae. It is native to the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia, and to certain regions of Central Asia. Both sexes are black with red underparts and white crown atop their heads. Males have a larger white pattern on top of the head and brown or red spots under the wings. The Egyptian vulture is a small Old World vulture in the monotypic genus Neophron. It is widely distributed from the Iberian Peninsula, North Africa, West Asia, and India. The nominate population, especially in Africa, is known for its use of stones as tools. The rufous woodpecker occurs from the Indian subcontinent to southern China, mainland Southeast Asia, and the Greater Sunda Islands. Rufous woodpeckers forage in pairs on ant nests or trees, fallen logs, dung heaps, ant and termite hills. The breeding season is in the pre-monsoon dry period from February to June. The rufous woodpecker is especially well known for building its nest within the nest of acrobat ants. Both the male and female participate in the excavation of the nest. The streak-throated woodpecker resides within open deciduous forest, dry dipterocarp forest, also semi-evergreen, sal, and mixed bamboo forests. It forages on ants, termites, and other small insect larvae. Also eats flower nectar and seeds. Breeding occurs from January through May in India. The nest hole is excavated by both sexes. Sometimes it is very low, but usually in a tree trunk or large branch. A clutch of 3 to 5 eggs is laid. Both parents feed the chicks. The lesser golden-backed woodpecker, also known as the black-rumped flameback, is a woodpecker found widely distributed in the Indian subcontinent. It is one of the few woodpeckers that are seen in urban areas. It has a characteristic rattling, whinnying call and an undulating flight. Notably, it is the only golden-backed woodpecker with a black throat and a black rump.
It goes up the tree, yeah.
This species occurs mainly on the plains, going up to an elevation of about 1,200 meters, or 4,000 feet. As can be seen here, it is often observed in pairs. The breeding season varies with weather and occurs between February and July. The eggs hatch after 11 days of incubation, and the chicks fledge in about 20 days. The gray-headed woodpecker occurs in open country in not overdense forest, floodplain forest, parks, orchards, and gardens. It feeds chiefly upon ants and termites. Eggs are laid from the end of April through early June. During courtship, landing with fluttering wing beaks is associated with presence of partner and a nest hole. Occasional courtship feeding may occur by the male. The nest hole is excavated in 9 to 20 days or more. Clutch is 4 to 10 eggs. Young are accompanied by the parents for some time after leaving the nest. The gray-capped pygmy woodpecker is a diminutive woodpecker of mixed deciduous forests and gardens, from sea level into mountains. Blackish above, pale with black streaking and buffy gray wash below. The male's tiny red nape mark is often invisible. Its appearance varies over a wide range. The namesake gray cap is fairly limited in the north and east of the range. The most commonly heard calls are a weak wick and fussy-sounding descending rattle. The great slaty woodpecker occurs from the northern Indian subcontinent to southwestern China, Indochina, the Thai Malay Peninsula, Palawan, and the Greater Sundas. The great slaty woodpecker is a very distinctive large woodpecker with a long bill, long neck, and long tail. The overall plumage is slate gray with a variable number of small whitish feather tips, small pale spots, often most prominent on ear coverts and hind neck, and a creamy buff chin and throat. The male has a red malar that the female lacks. Its general habitat is primary semi-open moist deciduous and tropical evergreen forests, adjacent secondary forests, and clearings with scattered tall trees. The great slaty woodpecker primarily forages upon ants and other insects, such as stingless bees, termites, and larvae of wood-boring beetles. It breeds March through May in India. Displays include strange-looking head swinging, with the head appearing to lag behind the body in its swinging movement. During chases, the wings are extended widely and the tail is spread. The nest hole is excavated by both sexes, although the male does most of the work, very high up in a tree. Curiously, occasionally single helpers have been observed at nests. Clutch size is 2 to 4 white eggs. Both sexes participate in the incubation. and both or all three feed the chicks together. Incubation and fledgling periods are not known. Fledged young remain with the parents for some time, probably until the next breeding cycle commences. And here we once again find the elephants. We can note that Asian elephants are extremely sociable, forming groups of 6 to 7 related females that are led by the oldest female, the matriarch. Like African elephants, these groups occasionally join others to form larger herds, although these associations are relatively short-lived. In Asia, elephant herd sizes are significantly smaller than those of savanna elephants in Africa. More than 2/3 of an elephant's day may be spent feeding on grasses, but it also eats large amounts of tree bark, roots, leaves, and small stems. Elephants always remain close to a source of fresh water because they need to drink at least once a day. The Alexandrine parakeet forages upon fruits, seeds, and nectar. It nests November through April. The nest is a hole in a coconut palm or a large softwood such as the salmalia, sometimes the hardwood shoria and dalbergia. While common in Pakistan and relatively sparse in India, it has notably deeply declined in Sri Lanka, where it is now rare and mainly confined to the north. The black stork is a large bird in the stork family Ciconiidae. The adult black stork has mainly black plumage, with white underparts, long red legs, and a long pointed red beak. Unlike the closely related white stork, the black stork is a shy and wary species. It is seen singly or in pairs, usually in marshy areas, rivers, or inland waters. It feeds on amphibians, small fish, and insects, generally wading slowly in shallow water, stalking its prey. And here we briefly observe a different tigress than the one we saw earlier. This one is displaying a phlegmon response, in which it uses its vomeronasal or Jacobson's organ to improve its sense of smell. And here we encounter a pair of sambar deer deep within the Sal forest of Corbett National Park. This is the largest deer species of India. And here we see another sambar deer, a male. He is proceeding very carefully because a tiger could be hiding anywhere in this tall grass. And here we encounter a group of cheetle that are relatively relaxed. Perhaps they are relatively confident that no tiger or leopard is near.
Is this that same female?
And once again we see the tigress that we saw in the opening scene. She is still looking for some prey, no doubt. We were told that she had just finished raising 4 cubs. So now perhaps she is going to be on her own and won't have to be worried about feeding these cubs because they are all of adult size now. And so we wish her well in the future.